Hey, hey, hey! It's your resident sad boy, Melvin, and welcome to Totes in a Bag! Ang show na hango sa mga thoughts ko habang nag-aabang ng sukle sa UV Express. And I'm here with one of my college best friends. She's very talented and she's my she's my flame since
Yes!
day one sa college.
Oh! Yes, I love this introduction.
Here's Hillary Fajutagana. Hi.
Hi guys! Sobrang bet
How
ko
are
yung
you?
opening mo. I'm fine.
Yun yung una kong opening ever, ha?
Na-pump ako
So-
doon. Like, really like that opening. Very strong.
Yeah. Thank you. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Ikaw?
Okay lang naman. Musta quarantine?
I feel very unproductive. But, you know,
Hindi nga naman productivity contest,
totoo.
diba? Sabi nga nila.
There's worse
Yeah.
things to be concerned with
Totoo.
in these times.
Ano pinagkakabalahan mo nowadays?
Well, kasi nga, I'm a person na hindi kayang walang ginagawa for a long period of time. So, para at least merong slight sense of productivity, I work out
Mhm.
and then I draw sometimes. That's all I'm doing.
Workout and drawing.
Yeah. And then sleeping
Mhm.
like half the day.
Basta na ba sleeping schedule mo, te?
Wala, it's so bad. Before quarantine, I would wake
Mhm.
up at 6 a.m. nang walang alarm. Tapos ngayon, 12 noon na ako gumigising. Tapos sobrang...
Pero yung sleeping time mo, the same pa rin.
Yeah, kasi syempre pag school week, siguro 12 midnight makakatulog ako. Parang ganun na rin ngayong quarantine. Pero sometimes 4 a.m. na ako natutulog. Very random.
Same.
Pero laging 12 noon ako magigising.
Yeah. How about the internet? Like, what are you
Oh.
doing on social media?
Well, okay lang naman kasi yung internet ko. Wow, very privileged. Pero, it's okay. Very privileged nung situation ko, no? Pero okay lang naman
Mhm.
yung internet ko. Kaya, yun, okay lang yung...
I mean, what are you doing on the internet?
Well, kasi hindi na, yun nga, parang tinatamad na akong mag-social media kasi ang rami ng nangyayari. So, sometimes I just wanna back out a little. So, minsan di ko na chinecheck. Pero, if ever, yung Twitter lang yung chinecheck ko kasi ang bilis ng news sa Twitter.
I agree.
Kahit hindi siya news outlet, ang bilis ng balita do. Like, international, local, you can see everything agad. So, I just check
Yeah.
Twitter.
And nabanggit mo nga kanina na there's a lot going on around the world.
Yeah.
Are you always updated?
Yeah, most of the time naman, yes.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. Dahil nga sa Twitter, dahil napakabilis ng lahat. Like, every day may separate event na nangyayari. And then, everyone knows about it agad. Kung ano yung nangyari.
Nade-delineate mo pa ba yung everyday?
Wala akong sense of time. No, buong quarantine.
Right?
Yeah, like, alam mo bang nag-Mother's Day nung quarantine? Did you know?
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then my parents told me, it's Mother's Day, tas wala kang ginawa. And I'm like, I don't know what day it is. How could I know?
Sorry.
I'm sorry, man. Still love you though, but you know, I have no sense of days or time.
Right?
Yeah, parang it's just quarantine mode. Parang wala nang sense to keep time naman kasi wala namang deadlines,
Mhm.
walang anything. Ikaw ba, like, may deadlines ka ba this quarantine from school?
Actually, hindi na ako sure. Kasi yung requirements ko, tinapos ko na. Hindi ko na alam kung may deadline pa ba na paparating. Pero whether or not meron, tinapos ko na.
Wow!
So,
Buti ka pa, nakatapos ka na ng... Ito ba yung requirements for 2021?
yeah.
Wow. Wow!
Sure ako makakalimutan ko kasi sila. So,
Gets. Tapos it's gonna
Yeah.
pile up with the first sem, second sem work.
Oo nga, di ba? Mass promotion, please.
Hashtag
Anyway,
mass
since...
promotion now.
Hashtag.
Yes. All
Anyway,
schools.
since I asked you kanina how you keep updated, do you actively seek yung mga balita?
Okay. Magsisimula siya sa nakita ko siya sa social media. Tapos, if I need more clarification about a topic, dun na ako like magse-search talaga ng credible sources na hindi from social media. Like if may event na nangyari, syempre hindi pwedeng maniwala lang ako dun sa nakita kong news sa Twitter kahit na mukha siyang nangyari talaga. Like I really need to research, or if may topics kasi na related to the news, para mas clear yung understanding sa akin. Yun yung kailan maghahanap talaga ako ng information.
What piques your interest? Anong types of news yung magtutulak sa'yo na mag-search about it for more information?
Siguro if they were political or like if very laki nung scope nung event. Like hindi siya like kuwari, it's not affecting just your school or your institution. Tas it's something na systemic. Parang mas gusto kong malaman where is it coming from or sino pa yung nakakaranas ng ganon. If sobrang like devastating nung effect nun sa mga tao, feeling ko, yun yung mas maging interested ako. I mean, any news naman is news. Since,
right?
There's nothing else I can do but read the news.
Have you always been interested with political topics?
I think moderately. Like, I wouldn't say na I'm the person who knows everything about how politics works. But then I guess I'm more interested than the average person. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would put... Well, kasi for one, when I was in high school, I was like an opinion editor. And at that time, I had to really look into a lot of information and be wary of all the news. I need to be aware of what's happening around me because then I have the obligation to form opinions, if ever, based sa news na nangyayari around me.
Meron ka bang influences
on why I became more interested in politics? Well, for one, my parents are very political people. Like they're, you know, when
how so?
Like normally when you go to dinner, diba normally you talk about how was your day, how was school. When I go home, most of the time it starts with some news and then it becomes a discussion on politics. Or
paano?
Yeah, like okay, well, kung wari, yung dad ko kasi, for some reason, he's very interested in American politics. Well, tapos whenever anything happens like Trump or mga primary, ganon, biglang yun yung i-open niya sa dinner table. Like, ito na
paano? Like,
ito na namang si Trump.
Hillary?
Oo, hindi naman Hillary, pero parang uupo siya sa table. Tapos sabihin niya, ito na namang si Trump sa news, kung ano-ano na namang ginagawa, ganun. Hindi pinapansin yung blah, 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 blah. Talks about terms that I'm unfamiliar with.
Akala ko parang bigla kang lalapagan lang ng political talk.
Well, it's
Children, the primaries.
Now we will talk about how primaries work. Hindi siya nag-explain masyado. It's more of, naiintindihan ko na lang bigla. Because of like how he tells a story about how things happen. Tapos minsan, if sinusundo ako ng dad ko, tas kami lang dalawa sa car, napupunta talaga sa politics. Napupunta lang dun. Tapos, kasi my dad was like an activist when he was younger. Like he was the president of his student council, I think, in college. Tapos he was the one na nasa harap
Hot.
ng mga rally na may mga megaphone. Like, he was that kind of person.
Oh.
Yeah. Tapos,
Okay.
yeah, that's why parang sobrang, sobrang proud siya sa kaalaman niya sa politics. Like, ipapagmayabang niya na, dati kailangan pa namin magtago tapos mag-aaral kami about the politics in Chile or whatever. Or as in, yeah, like, hindi lang siya Filipino-American-centric. Like, titignan talaga nila yung mga political climates in other countries. Syempre, kasi sobrang lala ng political climate sa Pilipinas nun, di ba? Yung nung sa time ni Marcos, ganun.
Mhm. So college siya nung martial law?
I think. Or parang pa-end na nung martial law, I think.
I see.
Tapos, wala
Okay.
lang. Funny story, pero babies pa kami nun. Pero dinala kami nung parents ko sa EDSA 2.
Two.
Yeah, yeah. Wala lang. Naka-stroller daw kami, ganun. Tapos nasa footbridge kami.
Aww.
Siyempre, di ko matandaan, di ba? Pero, yun yung kwento. Like, dinala kami sa EDSA 2 ng sanggol
Pero
kami.
cute.
Yeah, I know, right? Imagine mo, may naka-stroller sa rally. Fun, di ba? So, ayun. Feeling ko na-inherit ko yun sa
So,
parents.
now, I hate to say na it's a trend, pero it is actually a booming part of culture, yung pagiging quote-unquote woke.
Yeah.
And I can see it as a film enthusiast. Nakikita ko siya na nag-persist sa film world. Diba? Like, 2019, last year, sobrang daming woke films, diba?
More
Parasite,
political.
right? Diba?
Yeah.
Knives Out,
Yeah.
or even Endgame. Meron siyang meron siyang
social commentary. Yeah.
Yeah, meron siyang one scene dedicated for yung female superheroes nila, diba?
Yeah.
Ewan ko kung regardless of kung pandering ba siya or what, it still happened.
Yeah.
Diba?
It still had an impact in a way.
Yeah. So, what can you say about that? What can you say about yung
How they would pander
booming
to...
woke culture right now?
Yeah. Well, I guess in a way, it's good. Because in the past, they wouldn't call it woke, but being aware wasn't something na people really encouraged to do to like so many people. I mean, there were still people who were very aware. Kaya nga, sobrang raming revolutionary things that happened in the past. Pero it's not as popular, I suppose, as it is today. And although it is questionable why some people want to be woke, like if they have some ulterior motive or whatever, I think I still appreciate how it's developing to being more accepted, to fight for your rights, to fight for other people's rights, you know. I mean, rather than have nothing, you know, I'd rather have something going on. Even though this isn't the perfect situation, people trying to be woke, it's still at least it's a step, I guess, towards the right direction.
Yeah. And napansin ko rin na na mas naging accepted siya through social media kasi I think yun yung nagsaset ng trends right now, kung ano yung pinag-uusapan ng mga tao, kung ano yung way of living ng mga tao.
Yeah.
And it also opened yung parang nagkaroon ng way yung minorities to communicate their struggles.
Yeah.
That's why more and more people understand what they're going through. Tapos, di ba?
Yeah.
Kaya,
exactly.
it opened why you shouldn't say the N-word, for example, di ba? At the bare minimum. Or on a grander scale, di ba? Mas alam na ng mga tao kung why may mga protests, for example. Kasi you can have the resources to find out why. And kung ano yung background ng mga tao, nagpuput forth nung causes nila.
Yes. Parang, oo nga no, like in the past siguro, it would have been harder to understand someone whose situation was so different from you. But
Yeah.
but now since everyone has a chance to voice out,
Mm-hmm.
their issues, anyone can be more enlightened about what other people are going through. So, that's a good thing.
Mas madali kasing magstay sa sarili mong bubble dati.
Totoo.
Diba?
O nga, kasi walang communication whatsoever.
Yeah. What do you think of like yung pagiging recent niya nung culture na to? Kasi honestly, 5 years ago, it's a wholly different time.
Yeah, it's so weird, right? Thinking about it na,
Sobrang, yeah.
wow, it was,
Sobrang rampant pa nung
yeah,
nagsasabi ng mga, yun nga, ng N-word, for example, or ang dali mag-dismiss ng black culture.
yeah,
Honestly, meron akong incident.
yeah.
It's not a long time ago, for like mga 4 or 3 years ago. Nag-boom yung issue ni Billy Crawford.
Talaga?
Naalala mo ba yun?
Hindi ko siya maalala.
Na nagkaroon ng photoshoot si Billy Crawford and yung asawa niya for a prenup sa Africa.
Okay. Natatandaan
Alam mo
ko
yun?
na yung background yung
Yeah.
mga African children.
Well, back then,
Oh no.
I actually defended that.
Talaga?
Yeah.
How did you defend it though?
Kasi looking at yung background nung nangyari, syempre yung inisip ko, pag merong permission ng mga tao na yon yung residents in the area, na kung merong permission nila, why should we be offended for them? Yun yung point of view ko dati. And now, looking back, wow. I'm pretty stupid.
I mean, I get that point of view kasi you kind of don't want to step on other people's, rights to agree or not with their own, kasi bahay naman nila yon, culture naman nila yon. So if pumayag sila, technically, you didn't do anything wrong. But then again, baka sila rin kasi mismo, maybe they wouldn't have noticed how it could have been harmful to them in a way.
Yeah. Kasi knowing na yung product, yung picture, and hindi nila kontrolado kung ano yung magiging message nung picture na yun, diba?
Yeah.
One of my cringeworthy moments.
It's okay. I mean, hindi
in
ba...
recent memory.
I mean, in these times naman, everyone had that. Well, I'm not really everyone, but like a lot of people had that kind of tone in the past, and it was acceptable. So, well, at least people change, and that's what matters.
Yeah. What's your take on meron kasi mga nagsasabi na comedy is dying because of wokeness, ganun. Of political correctness. What's your take on that?
Okay, because I'm gonna be kind of a devil's, advocate. Parang, kasi, I'm the type of person who's a little into slightly offensive jokes. But
interesting.
But there are certain parameters. So parang gets ko yung sinasabi ng comedians na sometimes people are kind of woke na it kind of steps on their comedic material, quote unquote. But then I mean sometimes comedians can also go too far. Like there's always a time na if you make a joke and it's offensive and it's not funny, then obviously that was a really bad joke. Like it's your fault for being unfunny. So, but yun nga, I think okay, how do I say this? Siguro, how do I contextualize it? If you go to a specific comedian's performance, knowing the type of content that they release, it's also parang it's your responsibility for actually going and watching if you knew na they were going to be like that. Kasi for example, there are a lot of insult comedians that exist, right? And people still go to their
Yeah.
shows, even though they're insult comedians. And so, parang the concept with that is don't go to an insult comedian show if you're just gonna be offended, since obviously they're an insult comedian, that's their job, to insult people and be offensive. Yun. Pero if
Pero yung ano,
yeah,
pero yung thing with insult comedians kasi, meron pa rin kasi silang principle of comedy
gets.
na you should be excessive and exaggerated
Yeah.
or super subdued to the point na it's kind of meaningless. Nagigits mo yung sinasabi ko?
Yes, I get it.
Kasi yung comedy kasi, it's yun nga, it's a matter of excess or super duper less.
Yeah.
Na kapag nagbanggit ka ng, for example, an insult comic, magsasabi siya ng isang roast, for example.
Yeah.
When it's delivered in a matter-of-fact way, or kung nagsabi lang siya ng insult without amping up to 1,000 yung joke niya, it's not funny.
Yeah,
it's just insulting.
Yeah, it's just insulting, exactly. Parang, I remember, kasi, do you know the show Wild and Out? It's like Nick Cannon's show, and they're like comedians but rappers at the same time. So I remember there was this guy who, the concept kasi was just to rap about something funny. And then this guy, he rapped joke about how he wouldn't date Lizzo because she's fat. And then nobody laughed. It was
What?
so like it wasn't as direct as that, but that's basically what he said. Now, he wouldn't date Lizzo because she was fat. And then nobody laughed. Like the show actually showed na it was so silent in the arena. So parang yun nga.
Oh my God.
Parang yun nga, parang you can, I think in a way sometimes you can be funny, pero yun kasi it was just not funny at all. Like,
Yeah. There's no joke.
Yeah. Tapos parang, paano ba? Kasi yun nga, if you're gonna make comedy, I think there are certain factors kasi that can make it funny even if it's offensive. Like, for example,
I agree.
Yeah, like, for example, looking at time, because the thing with comedy is it's like a thin line between what's okay and what's not okay to say. And for example, if you're gonna joke about police brutality, obviously it's not gonna be funny now because it's such a hot button issue, and if you make a joke about it, it's not gonna be funny to anyone. But then there was this comedian na he was talking about, like, for example, if you joke about the Titanic, it's gonna be a little funny, right? Because it happened so far back in the past. Siguro if after Titanic happened, if you made a joke the day after it happened, no one would laugh. But then it happens so much in the past. Like, people joke about even the movie Titanic, how Jack died because Rose wouldn't give him a space on the door. So or like how people were incompetent or whatever in Titanic. Like, it's gonna be funny if you phrase it in a nice way, in a funny way. But then, yun nga, if you joke about, paano ba? Kung mag-joke ka about Lumads, di ba? Siyempre, or EJK. Siyempre, walang matatawa, di ba? Because it's so offensive right now. It's like, it's an ongoing issue. Tapos, it's not like we're gonna get a second Titanic tragedy.
Yeah.
Tapos, I think another factor is also like siguro the scope of the issue. Kasi, okay, the Holocaust, I'm sorry I keep saying really heavy stuff, but like, the Holocaust happened in the past, diba? Syempre, layo nun. Pero I mean, you can't joke too much about the Holocaust because it was so devastating. It was so devastating. And the effects of the
Yung
Holocaust,
effects niya,
it's still
nararamdaman
here.
niya hanggang ngayon.
Yeah. Like I said, like wala namang second Titanic ngayon, di ba? Wala namang tragedy na possible na ganun scope. Pero
Yeah.
yung sa Holocaust kasi, like, Nazis still exist, white supremacists still exist in society. So, it's kind of offensive
Yeah.
if you joke about it. Oh my god, now that I think about it,
Yeah.
well, I'm sorry, like, I keep going on and on. But then, on the
Okay lang, okay lang.
on the note of on that same note of like joking about the Holocaust, you know how people say you can make a
Yes.
joke about something if you're part of the oppressed group. So like,
Yeah.
if you're Jewish, you're
Yeah.
excused from, you know, making jokes about the Holocaust
Yeah.
or whatever, because you're Jewish. Your
Yeah.
ancestors went through that, so you have the right to joke about it. Also, if you're black, you
Yeah.
have the right to joke about your own issues. If you're gay or
Yeah.
if you're LGBTQ, you have the right to joke about your own issues.
Mhm.
But if you're not part of that specific, you know, minority or oppressed group, it's not funny to talk about it at all.
Yeah.
Because it feels like you're just talking
Yeah.
about an experience you would never, ever
Yeah.
know how it feels like.
Yeah. Actually, naalala ko rito si si Ricky Gervais. Kasi knowing him and how he jokes,
Yeah.
and to a degree, he's an insult comic, 'di ba? And knowing na kung paano siya mag-joke when it comes to like sa Golden Globes,
Yeah.
'di ba? He goes there.
He really goes
Like,
in, man. He goes in.
yeah. And I listened to one of his interviews and sinabi niya na parang you can joke about everything.
Yeah.
And it actually made me think. So, pinakinggan ko naman kung ano yung explanation niya kung bakit. And sinabi niya doon na context is everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So, there are two things that matter the most pagdating sa any topic. What the topic is, or what the joke is pala, and who is the target of the joke.
Yeah. That's
And
smart.
it actually makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Diba?
Yeah.
Na-encompass niya yung power dynamics when it comes to joking and comedy. Nakakatawa na pag nag-host si Ricky ng Golden Globes and ine-expose niya, for example, yung hypocrisy ng Hollywood elite
Yes.
or yung sweatshops ng Apple. Kasi,
Oh, God.
dun sa power dynamics nila, si Ricky yung mas mababa. And they could, yung Hollywood elite, yung mga mega corporations, they can take the hit na wala namang mawawala sa kanila if ever. Pero pag binaligtad mo siya, and if the elite will joke about yung lower end ng power dynamic, it would come off as an insult, di ba?
Exactly. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and naalala ko naman ito rin yung sinasabi ni Wanda Sykes when it comes to like jokes on sexual harassment, di ba?
Yeah.
Na hindi siya nag-work for most of the time kasi they're laughing at the wrong thing. For example, hindi nakakatawa yung joke ni Duterte, for example, kasi nagdo-double down siya dun sa trauma nung victim. And by principle, comedy should be a release. It should be a comfort for the people who are affected by trauma, for example. Siya dapat yung isang outlet ng mga tao na going through bad things. And if you're not gonna do that, you're not doing comedy at all, diba?
True. If it's just distressing people, then it's not comedy.
And yun nga, sabi rin ni Wanda Sykes na yun nga, if a woman, for example, nag-share siya ng experience niya about yung fear niya about men or being around men, tapos sinahaluan niya lang ng comedic elements, that can work.
Yeah.
And it could serve as an outlet for yung people na nakaka-experience ng same bad experiences. And yeah.
Good. It's trying to find a way to laugh at like your own misfortune. And
Yeah.
you're entitled to it because you're the one who
Yeah.
experienced it, unlike, other people who have not.
Yeah.
What about, like,
But then,
parang, what did you say about, like, kuwari, alam mo yung sa FB, like, there are a lot of really bad memes out there. Tapos, you wouldn't really know who's like, the context of who's posting it, like, their lives. Parang ganun. Or just, just be responsible for your actions online.
yeah. Oo nga. Most of the time din kasi, kapag through the internet yung jokes or like yun nga, pag memes, it's easier to avoid making those jokes and make an issue towards yourself, di ba?
Yeah.
Like, at the bare minimum, kung hindi mo ka talaga kayang mag-empathize sa mga taong may apektuhan mo, at least save yourself from the issue man lang. Diba?
Yeah. Like don't complain if people call you out for
Diba?
for the shit that you just say online.
Yeah.
Kasi if you think that you yourself have the right to say it, then other people also have the right to call you out
Yeah.
for what you say. So,
Yeah.
just be nice. Why can't
Oo
people
nga.
just be nice?
Kung meron kang freedom na maging offensive online, people also have the right to be offended.
Yeah, exactly. They have the right
Diba?
to be offended and, just say you're a bad person for being offensive. They have if you have your own opinion, they
Diba?
also have their own opinion about you.
At the bare minimum, of course. Bare minimum lang yun. Mas maganda pa rin if you can empathize with other people and listen.
Totoo.
It's easy siguro to scrutinize other people online or, huge personalities kapag they're joking about, offensive things. Paano kapag it's someone close to you? What will you do? Or what should I do?
I mean, obviously, the right thing to do is to call them out. But then I would understand if you're the type of person who isn't really talkative or straightforward about everything. Because some people are straightforward people. Like they'll seriously message you. I think I would be that type of person. I would probably just message them personally or talk to them personally about it rather than call them out in public about it. But then I get how some people would stay silent and wait for someone else to call them out for it. But yeah, I think the right thing to do is to talk to them in a way. I hate how we're supposed to adjust, but still, you have to talk to them in a way that's not condescending or telling them that they're bad people. But we have to show them na it's something na it is basic. You should be
Yeah.
It should be something you should understand. Like if it's your right as well to be not put in a position like that where people make fun of you for certain issues about yourself. Ganon. So I feel like we just have to make it a very empathetic front.
Yeah.
Even though it might hurt us a lot.
Yeah. And din, mahalaga rin siguro na hindi mo ma-humiliate yung other person.
Yeah.
Kasi I think when you come from a place of humiliation, madaling magsara yung senses mo eh. Like, you'll shut your ears, you shut your eyes. Diba? Kasi masyado kang busy na i-build up yung self-esteem mo ulit.
Yeah.
So, it should be from a place of, genuine concern na I really want to help you.
Yeah.
And, yeah, hindi yung mag-humiliate ka nung, especially when it's your friend.
Yeah. I think
it's hard kapag it's your friend.
If it, or like, your close friend, tapos ganun pala,
diba?
May ganun pala. I mean, pero you just have to accept that, people aren't perfect and they make mistakes. And if you're really concerned, if you really care, you would be the type of person who would tell them where something went wrong. Actually,
Yeah.
na-experience ko na to dati. Kasi,
Mhm.
I have a prof. Tapos,
Mhm.
you know, what was the Miss Universe na there was a trans woman from Spain? Miss Spain? Do you remember that?
2 years ago?
Yeah.
2,
Well,
3 years
kasi,
ago.
my prof, he was an arts prof in elementary, but then I really respected him when I was young. Like, he was the really approachable prof, he was really nice. And then, now, like, in my first year in college, I think that was it. I was already in college. Tapos, like, he kept posting about these, like, anti-trans posts.
Mhm.
Like, he was saying, oh, Miss Spain, they should call him Mr. Spain instead kasi nga trans daw siya. So, hindi siya quote-unquote a real woman. Ganon siya, girl. Tapos, syempre ako naman, concerned ako. Normally kasi, kapag hindi ko masyadong ka-close, I would wait for someone closer to them to call out.
Yeah.
Kasi meron rin akong mga schoolmates na medyo sketchy yung mga opinion, ganon. Pero hindi ko ina-approach kasi if it were me, parang ba't ako makikinig sa taong hindi ko naman ganon kakilala, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Parang it's not gonna hit hard enough if it's someone I'm not close with. Pero yung prof kasi na yun, ni-respect ko talaga siya nung elementary. So I was really disappointed. So I called him out sa comments, pero in the most respectful way possible. That's the only reason why it wasn't a personal message was because I'm not that close, and also there were other people agreeing with him sa comment section nung post niya. So I thought na the best possible way was to just leave a respectful comment and then like hindi ako mga-atake ng anyone. Just lay it all out there. Trans women are women.
Maganda ring alternative yun.
Yeah.
Just, it's a matter of wording, phrasing.
Yeah.
Diba? Yung approach mo talaga doon sa tao, it matters.
Yeah. I mean, I would call myself medyo prangka as a person. Pero, like, syempre sensitive rin ako sa anong mangyayari sa kanila if kinall out sila, ganun. Like, ayoko namang manira ng buhay. pero ayun. Sometimes you really have to call it out. Kasi, if maraming tao ganun mag-isip, parang masakit para sa akin.
Yeah.
As a concerned citizen.
So, can you say na nakaka-KJ ba ang pagiging woke? I would say yes. And it's not a bad thing.
Being woke or...
Like, being KJ, being a Killjoy, it's not a bad thing.
Oh, you think... So you agree that being woke can be Killjoy?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I agree. It can be... I seriously agree that it can be Killjoy. Like, some...
Diba?
Devil's advocate na... But sometimes, you need to be Killjoy.
Oo, diba?
Life isn't
especially,
just fun and...
Especially when the joy is not good.
Yeah. At the expense of other people, definitely not the right type of joy you want in your life.
Parang yung mayor ng QC.
Oh, wait! Yes, girl.
Sorry.
Sorry po.
Anyway, as I was saying, ayun nga, when your friend saying something bad and joking about something bad, mas isipin mo siguro kung ano yung long-term consequences nun instead of being yung short-term consequence of being a killjoy.
Oo, if na-realize mo pala na if they're making racist or sexist jokes, baka meron palang really deep-rooted, like, issues or thoughts na not good for them or for everyone else surrounding them. Pero as a person kasi na sometimes laughs at dark humor, I feel like as long as you realize the systematic oppression of these minorities and don't put into action these dark thoughts in your mind, then I guess it's okay. I mean,
also, don't hide on dark humor.
Yeah.
Na there is appropriate dark humor.
True.
Hindi porket offensive yung joke, it's dark humor. It's
not funny. Yeah, feeling ko some people have pulled that card na, It's okay to laugh
Yun
about
nga
it
eh.
because it's dark humor. I appreciate
No.
dark humor.
I love dark humor.
But, there's a
Pero,
tasteful way to go about
yeah.
it.
Ano bang magandang recent example nun? Ako yung sa St. Peter,
Oh, yung ba yung ad ng St. Peter?
yung, yeah, yung ad ng St. Peter,
Yung sa
yung,
GCQ ba yan? Or,
yeah, wini-welcome nila yung mga tao for the opening of the cities.
tapos St. Peter pa talaga. Grabe.
Yeah. Actually, sobrang perfect example nun na sino yung nagjo-joke,
Yeah.
ano yung context ng joke, sino yung target ng joke,
Yeah.
sino yung nagjo-joke. It's a funeral parlor. Ano yung context ng joke? Magbubukas yung cities ng walang measures, and who are they laughing at? It's the inefficiency of the government, di ba?
Yeah. Tapos,
It's the perfect dark humor.
yes. Tapos even us, like, we already joke about how we might die if we return to
Yeah.
the outside. So it's not like it's a joke na only they would laugh at.
Yeah.
It's,
Universal dark topic ang death.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Feeling ko self-deprecating humor is one of the easiest things to...
Ways.
Yeah. To be it's like being offensive to yourself, but
Yeah.
it's funny. Because you're just making fun of yourself.
Yourself.
You're
Yeah.
not offending anyone else.
Yeah. Actually, pwede mo nga siya makategorize under dark humor, self-deprecation.
What else? Ano pa bang... Was there any recent ba na funny na dark humor?
I can't help but think about Airplane. Have you seen Airplane?
The movie?
The movie?
I just remember parts of it because dati ko pa siya napanood.
It's one of my favorite comedies ever.
Talaga?
And, yeah. Pero, since it's a product of its time, 1980, merong mga jokes doon na medyo iffy na when you say it right now. Yeah.
Gets.
Pero it still works sometimes. Kasi it's more of like ano talaga eh. Puro lang siya dad jokes.
Actually, yeah.
I would still recommend Airplane. It's actually worthy of another discussion for another time.
Talaga?
Yeah. Kasi may mga joke talaga siya na you can call racist.
Damn.
You can call offensive right now.
Yeah, pero then naman kasi it was okay to joke about it.
So, the question is for you, how can you be fun or funny without being offensive?
I think yun nga, if we go with what you said earlier about kay what Ricky Gervais said, na ayun, you look into the context of what you're talking about and your target audience. Or not target audience, but also like yung target ng joke mo.
Yeah.
You just need to be I think the blanket like overarching thing would be is to be just really aware. Self-aware and aware of the people around you and aware of the effects of the jokes you might make.
Yeah.
Tapos yun nga, if you need to think like, do you think people will laugh at it if you make that kind of joke? Like, really repeat it in your head. Is it funny? Do you really think it's gonna be funny? Really think about the context and who's gonna be listening, who's gonna, watch you perform those jokes, or who are you gonna tell those jokes to? And if they're offensive jokes, at least think, why are you making these offensive jokes in the first place? Like, is it because you're racist? Or is it because you just want to, in a way, tackle systemic oppression in a funny way that's lighthearted, that won't hurt anyone? But then yun nga, if you're making jokes at the expense of other people, and it's not funny, and it's just sexist or whatever, ableist, classist, then be responsible for what you say.
Yeah. Let shock humor die.
Shock humor, well, yeah. Kasi the only
It's
value
all
in
about
it,
shock.
yeah, the only value
It's
in
all
it
about
is
shock.
shocking people.
It's like, para siyang jump scares when it comes to horror.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Is
It's
shock
just in the moment. It's unmemorable.
very fleeting?
It's not, in the case of shock humor, it's not funny. When it comes to horror, it's not scary. So might as well just dump the whole thing and move past that. You know?
True.
Alright. So, let's talk about you again.
Me. Joke lang.
So, right now, you're in a band. How's that?
It's fun, but like during quarantine, we can't meet up, so it's like we're stagnant. We're trying to move
Wala
on.
kayong...
We're trying to do online stuff, but it's proving to be difficult. But we're still trying. We're gonna record a cover, I think, soon.
Wala kayong mga remote sessions.
Ang hirap. Sobrang hirap. But we're trying very hard. Well, marami namang banda na gumagawa ng online gig. So I guess kaya rin namin. We'll survive.
Yeah. How's your experience working with a band?
It's fun. I feel, well, parang if I, thinking about my life without a band, is just, wow, did I even live? Parang ganun. Have I ever even lived before having a band? It's not because, like, we're the best band ever, but it's just, it's a fun way to express yourself and try to grow with other people also in music. So it's just not like a by myself thing. It's more fun because there are people I can rely on and people, you know, I get to have fun with. Yay!
What are your plans for the future with the band?
We're trying to release our other song, pero demo pa lang siya.
Okay.
And I'm trying to write a new song, proving very difficult.
Saan ka ba kumukuha ng inspiration when it comes to writing?
It's more on, I just observe other people's experiences and I put creative license. Like,
Very ano ha?
it's, ano?
Ano yun? Naturalistic observing.
Whoa! I mean, people think na the songs I write are about me. It's not. I just wanna dispel the
It's about
rumors.
whom? It's about whom?
It's about other people. And I just write
Okay.
about it. I guess in a way I can empathize. Like, I probably felt what they experienced at a certain level, but not in a way that how I exaggerated it in my songs. Yeah.
Ano naman yun? Ang tawag doon? Artistic expression.
I mean, siguro
It's not,
yeah.
it's not meant to be taken literally.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all about me, you know,
Do you have anything to, to...
to promote.
Hello? Ayan. Do you have anything... Do you have anything to promote?
Yes, I have. You know, can I promote my band's social media
Yes.
pages?
Go
Yes.
ahead.
For Twitter, it's at WaterTheOddsPH. Water as in tubig. Water
Water.
the odds. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we're so funny. Anyway, I think that's also our same username for
Yeah.
Instagram. But also, if you just look at Facebook, it's just Water the Odds. You can find us. And we have a song on Spotify. Maybe check us out.
Yes, stream it.
Stream it. Give us the
Stream
0.3
parting gift.
cents. Stream parting gift, guys. And
Stream parting gift by Water the Odds.
and stream our new songs when we release them.
Yeah.
Yes, follow me at Twitter. Joke lang.
Go ahead.
Okay, kakapalan ko ng mukha ko. Please
go
follow
ahead.
me on Twitter at Captain Hilly. Hilly as in Hilly. Yes, you will find slightly political stuff there. And fun stuff.
Yeah. And, alter content.
Oh,
Joke lang.
oh no!
Joke lang. Thank you so much, Hillary.
Yes, it was fun. Congratulations, Melvin.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And to you guys, tune in next week for another edition of Totes in the Bag.
Hey,
Ooh.
exciting!
Thank you, Hillary.